let's talk about these new IPL teams. This will be like a 5 to 9 part series. I honestly haven't decided yet. And at the end, I'll make a video with the full ranking and predict my playoffs and my winners. Anyway, this is RCB's and Punjab's video because they both had like pretty solid teams, so I decided to combine them. It should be a short one, but it will obviously get longer as the video goes on because like the bottom teams need more help, right? So they'll get more time with me. It's like a parent-teacher conference. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be a short one. RCB's biggest problem was the flexibility of the pace attack and the number 3 slot. Finding a solid number 3 has gone exceedingly harder because most players who would bat at 3 would rather open and play more in the power play, and people have started to antagonize anchors. However, they did have a solid number 3 in Padikkal, and the rest of the batting lineup made up for his absence when he got injured. The flexibility of the pace attack was a problem because we all know how injury-prone both Bhuvi and Hazelwood are, and I suggested that they get another overseas pacer like Jaden Seals or Spencer Johnson because Hazelwood is coming off of a T20 World Cup, and we don't know what exactly would happen to that pace attack. They did have some pretty good buys though. They got Jacob Duffy, Jordan Cox, Venkatesh Iyer, and other uncapped players. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I really think are super interesting. Jacob Duffy is an excellent T20 bowler and can be a replacement or rotation for Josh Hazelwood. Jordan Cox is an interesting one. I don't think they need him because he's kind of a top order anchor and they already have 2 other players for that slot, Bethel, Padikkal, and Venkatesh Iyer. 3 players actually. And I guess they have Kohli opening as well, so 4. Venki is a slightly better option than all of them for number 3 because of his experience in the IPL and his pace bowling option, which can provide stability to a delicate bowling lineup. Not delicate in the sense that it's bad, delicate in the sense that it's very fragile and easy to break. It's still pretty good. It's still a top tier bowling lineup, but pretty easy to break it. So all in all, the team doesn't really change much except for Venkatesh Iyer. However, with Duffy, they also have the option to drop Romario Shepherd for David Padikkal and replace Yash Dayal. I think both options are excellent. The one without David Padikkal and the one with Romario Shepherd. That's the same one. I think both options are excellent. The one without David Padikkal and the one with David Padikkal. However, considering that Dayal may not be available due to the cases on him, and I haven't seen any actual official news of anyone coming into the team. I've heard some rumors of Umesh Yadav coming into the team instead of Yash Dayal, but I haven't seen like any verified source like Cricinfo or Crickbuzz post about that. So I assume Yash Dayal is still going to be playing. Even when I googled it, I found like very few ones that said that Umesh Yadav is coming in. And even if he is, I think that's a very good option. But I think Jacob Duffy is still better. I would definitely keep this team in mind, the one that I'm about to say. We'll get to that in a second, but I think that team is slightly better if you want like more stability for your batting order, because that one has Romario Shepherd, and Romario Shepherd can definitely like boost a score of like 120 at 8 for 8 after 17 overs to like 173 for 8. So this is the team I would go for. Phil Salt and Virat Kohli opening, Padikkal at 3, Rajat Patidar at 4, Venkatesh Iyer at 5, Jitesh Sharma at 6, Tim David at 7. You could probably switch them up. I would probably put Tim David a little higher. I just put this team up because I just got the players from the middle order last year. I didn't like put their order, but obviously Tim David would probably come before Jitesh Sharma, would probably come before Venkatesh Iyer in most cases because this batting order is very good. Krunal Pandya at 8, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar at 9, Jacob Duffy at 10, Josh Hazelwood at 11. Again, like you do have that option to bring in Yash Dayal instead of Josh Hazelwood in some cases if you want to rotate the pace attack a bit, and you could probably bring Romario Shepherd in for that match as well. And then you have Suyash Sharma as your impact player. This team gets an 8.6 out of 10 for me. It loses points on the middle overs bowling, only earning 7.2 out of 10 on that, just because it's Suyash Sharma is like really obviously he's a great bowler. I'm not taking anything away from him, but in experience, and then Krunal Pandya as well. He takes a lot to be good. A lot of things have to work in his favor to be good. Obviously, these things are working in his favor. That's why he had that amazing season last year. And I think he can continue it this year. Obviously, all those things have to work together to have an excellent middle over bowling. The team also excels on middle over batting and power play batting, earning a 9.8 out of 10 on middle over batting. I know, right? Crazy. And a 10 on power play batting. Due to not having many versatile spinners, like Krunal Pandya, to his credit, he's an amazing spinner, but they're not like both of them are not versatile. One can't bowl more attacking. Krunal can do that, but he can't really bowl that defensive, and Suyash Sharma cannot bowl defensive, like, at all. I've never seen him do it I've never seen him in my time watching him, but he is a very good offensive bowler, and Krunal can also be a very good offensive bowler, but Suyash does not have that same skill, which is unfortunate. I think he can do very good. Now let's move on to Punjab. They've obviously had one of the better teams last year. Second place, not too bad. Finals, pretty good. Put up a solid fight in the finals. Maybe not with the bat, but with the ball, definitely. They don't need much more other than a bit more stability in the middle order. A bit more than under exaggeration. They do need a lot more stability there. And better spin and pace support. I suggested that they get someone like Tim Seifert and Akeem Nabi as their backup pacer. Ended up buying only 4 players, being Cooper Conley, Ben Dwarshuis, Vishal Nishad, and Praveen Dubey. I doubt any of these players are going to be used that much, but they are pretty solid. Praveen Dubey has been an okay domestic player for a while now. Dwarshuis is a good backup for Ferguson, and Cooper Conley has been a solid top order batter in Big Bash and can be a solid third spin option. Vishal Nishad is a potentially good option to use as a partner for Yuzi Chahal in Chepauk and maybe even Wankhede. I don't think the team will change that much though. They should, I don't think they will, but they should bring in Mitch Owen and Mushir Khan in the middle for the whole season, which will provide some stability. I doubt that they will do that though, but I think those are 2 very good players who haven't debuted yet. So I think both of them coming in would be amazing for the team. It's definitely a weird team in general, but it somehow works out. For the bowling, you have someone like Marco Jensen, you have Chahal, you have Arshdeep. They lead the attack with Brar or Yash Thakur and Ferguson being other options. Then you have a lot of part-timers if you go with the team that I'm suggesting. You have 4, and then you also have a good amount of all-rounders who can come in as well with Cooper Connolly and Azmatullah Omarzai. All-rounders have not been in the best light, especially in the IPL in the last 3 years because of the impact player rule. Like, you can see that with players like Washington Sundar not getting enough chances, even though he clearly deserves to be in the Indian T20 side. He's not in the IPL side because of the impact player rule. But even with that, all-rounders are still useful. A very versatile team. Lots of people can come in, lots of people can go out. And this is the kind of side they should try out next year. Priyansh Aryan, Prabh Simon Singh opening the batting, obviously. Shreyas Iyer at 3, Mitch Owen at 4, Mushir Khan at 5, or Nehal Wadera, either of them work. Shashank Singh at 6, Marcus Stoinis at 7. Obviously, you can bring in Marcus Stoinis earlier if you need to. Marco Jensen at 8, Harpreet Brar or Yash Thakur at 9. Lockie Ferguson at 10 and Arshdeep Singh at 11. And finally, you'll have your impact player as Yuzi Chahal, switching out probably Priyansh Arya. I think that's a really good team, and it gets a 7.83 out of 10 for me. The team loses points on its low, it's like low average to above average death overs bowling, and their average middle overs batting. The middle overs batting lineup is like very inexperienced, obviously with the lineup I suggested. Very inexperienced, and might not have the capability to succeed the top order's destruction, or may not be able to save the game if the top fails. I also knocked off points for fielding because I haven't seen Prabh Simran's amazing keeping potential, or he just doesn't have the keeping potential that Punjab would probably be looking for. And the only above average fielders I see on this list are Shreyas Iyer and Marcus Stoinis. And the team very much excels in the power play though in this batting and bowling wise. I think Jensen and Arshdeep are very, very good bowlers. And that's all for this video. If you want to see like my full ratings of the team, like I rated all of their points out of 10, I'll put that in the description and you can comment on it. Honestly, I feel like fielding's a weird one to do because like obviously a lot of teams have pretty good fielders, but I think like fielding is such an underrated aspect of cricket that's not talked about, so I added it in here. Yeah, that's it. Bye.